Hello YouTubers, this is the Noobifier. Today I struck a huge personal milestone. This morning I reached and exceeded 5,000 subscribers. I'm really thankful for the support from this community and the friendship from my peers within Redacted. It's been a great push since I decided to make content last December. 2.4 is just released to live, so I'm going to ramp up to see if I can make Star Citizen a little bit easier to understand in my no bullshit way. Welcome to the 6th installment of the weapons series. Today I'm rounding out the size 4 weapons currently available in Star Citizen. This information is as accurate as I could research as of today, the 14th of June 2016. Like everything else in Star Citizen, it's subject to change and bounce. It's important to quickly recap what the stats mean so we can best choose the right weapon for the role. The rate of fire is how quickly the weapon can cycle. The damage is the numerical value in hit points that the weapon does against the target. Damage is currently broken down into 3 types: physical, energy, and distortion damage. Calculating rate of fire and damage will output a new rating called damage per second. DPS is the accumulated damage done to the target per second. Simply opting for the weapon with the highest DPS may not always be the correct choice. Range represents the distance where the projectile stops being able to damage the target effectively, and speed is also commonly known as muzzle velocity. Having a slow velocity will mean that you need to lead the target further in advance. This manifests in-game as a longer pip offset. The angle you need to lead will be greater. Generally, slow-moving bullets are more difficult to hit further away targets. Here are your size 4 weapons. The Apocalypse Arm Revenant Ballistic Gatling. This weapon carries with it 1,500 rounds of ballistic ammo. It has a DPS of 586, a rate of fire of 550, a range of 5240, a velocity of 1310, and it does 64 points of ballistic damage. It costs 1,600 REC and 16,000 UEC. This weapon is standard on the Vanguard Warden. It does relatively low damage per individual shot for its size, but the rate of fire means that it'll still have a strong DPS. Good range and velocity make the weapon very easy to handle. A great choice if you like to paint bullets onto your target. It's usually necessary to set it alone as part of its own group. The Bearing C788 Combine Ballistic Cannon. It has a DPS of 918, a rate of fire of 110, a range of 1560, a velocity of 1300, it does physical damage of 251, and distortion damage of 250. It costs 1,600 REC and 16,000 UEC. When it was the default loadout on the Freelancer, it was so OP that they nerfed the ship. The gun is still fantastic and is still manageable if you're able to take those aimed shots. The Combine fires a combination of physical and distortion damage, giving it a huge DPS. And finally, the Bearing M6A Laser Cannon. This weapon is not available at the store, but I was able to cross-load them from a Connie to make an educated evaluation. The weapon has a DPS of 455, a rate of fire of 140, a range of 1613, has a velocity of 2150, and does energy damage in the order of 195. The cost is unknown because it's not available in the store yet. This is going to be a very popular weapon when it's released. Has a very good rate of fire, great velocity which keeps the pip totally manageable. I found it very easy to use. When you fix this weapon on the front of a Vanguard with the other 4 lasers, it gives you almost 1 point of aim and a very devastating effect. So here are some final recommendations and an interesting note. The Gatling is devastating, but I find myself removing it from the Vanguard because of its slower muzzle velocity. If you mount 4 of them on a Connie, the results are impressive. I like the gun a lot, I just haven't found out where I want to employ it yet. The 788 is the ship weapon equivalent of Superman punching a person. I found it a little bit difficult to use on a live target because it takes a little bit of finesse. I see it being well suited for use against anything larger than a Freelancer. And finally, my favorite of the lot, the M6A. Easy to aim, good damage, no ammo restriction, and it deals very well with heat too. In the future, as we get more weapons, I'm going to update this series. Please check to see if you're a winner of the mega giveaway. Anyone who sent me a message has received their prize already. I'm still waiting on a couple of you. As I said at the start of the video, thank you very much. I'm super excited for reaching the 5,000 subscriber milestone. Stay tuned for more videos like this. If you like my no bullshit format, please tell a friend or orgmate who's just starting out about my channel. My goal is to grow my channel, and I can't accomplish that without subscribers like you. Thanks, and I'll see you in the verse.